didn't expect you to look like this, man. Kind of stylish. I like it.
Would you prefer that I looked like this?
Today, we will be talking about some pretty terrifying gods, demons, and deities. From Hades and his guard dog, Cerberus, to the god of the fleshless. Let's talk about these and more only in today's video. Top 10 terrifying rulers of the underworld. Starting off this countdown, we have Yama. In Hinduism, Buddhism, and Shinto, Yama is known as the king of hell. Some depictions of him show him with green skin, multiple arms, dressed in red clothing, and donning a shiny crown with a flower in it. He is often seen riding a buffalo. He is also often shown carrying a noose, which he uses to catch people with. So in Buddhism, he is the judge of the dead. He determines the fate of every soul, whether they go to heaven or to one of the 8 levels of hell. He is considered to be cruel and vicious, but don't worry, he's a fair judge and only punishes the truly wicked. Coming in at number 9, we have Mictlantecuhlti. And if you guys are liking this video so far, then make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Translated, his name literally means Lord of Mictlan. Mictlan being the Aztec underworld or land of the dead. It was also named the place of the fleshless. Great. So this guy was depicted as a skeleton or just covered in bones. He was also covered in red spots, which represents blood. Or some depictions show him wearing a skull mask with bones shoved into his ears. Around his neck, he would wear a necklace of human eyes. Sometimes he is also depicted with having an open liver, because the liver was thought to be the place where the soul resided. This guy was highly feared. I mean, he literally devoured the dead, which is why the Aztecs got into human sacrifice. They thought if they sacrificed a living soul to this god, then he would spare some of their dead relatives, at least until he became hungry again. Moving on to number 8, we have Satan. Satan, the devil, Lucifer. This man goes by a variety of names, and he is feared by many. So Satan used to be an angel called Lucifer. Apparently Lucifer was so obsessed with his own beauty and intelligence that he decided to stage an uprising against God. In the end, this led him to getting banished to the depths of hell, along with other sinners. Now this guy is extremely powerful. He's got armies of demons at his fingertips, and he is known to be a cunning liar. Here's an excerpt, and I quote, "He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies." John 8:44. Coming in at number 7, we have Loviatar. In Finnish mythology, Loviatar is the goddess of death, pain, and disease. Here's a nice little quote from a poem that describes just how lovely she is. "Old and wicked witch, worst of all, the Deathland woman, ugliest of Mana's children, source of all the host of evils, all the ills and plagues of Northland." Now, it continues on saying that she has the blackest of hearts. She also gave birth to 9 sons that carried a bunch of illnesses, like cancer, the plague, consumptions, gout, ulcers, and rickets. To make matters worse, she is said to be the master of inflicting physical and psychological pain on people. Doesn't she just sound like a peach? And speaking of peaches, make sure you guys subscribe to my new channel, Peach. Link in bio. Moving on to number 6, we have Susanoo. According to Shinto texts, Susanoo is the god of the underworld. After offending the creator god and his sister, the sun goddess, they banished him to the underworld. Now, this dude was an extremely vile god, especially towards his family. Take this story, for example. So his son, Okanushi, came to the underworld to marry his half-sister. Susanoo made him do a bunch of tasks first before letting this happen, like locking him in a pit of snakes, and then also locking him in a room full of wasps, or setting a room on fire with him inside. You know, the usual. If you thought that was bad though, wait until you hear this. Apparently, he had this ongoing rivalry with his sister. One time, he destroyed her rice fields, threw a dead pony at her, and then killed one of her assistants in anger. So next time you complain about your siblings, just be grateful that you don't have this guy as your brother. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with Hel. In Norse mythology, Hel is the goddess of the underworld / the deity of death. In fact, her name most likely influenced the English word for Hell. So Hel was regarded by the Vikings as the person in charge of those who died, but only those who died from illness or old age. The people that died in battle went to Valhalla to join Odin and the other gods. But apparently she has more power than Odin. So Hel is often depicted as having one side of her body being alive and the other half being dead. That's why the Vikings feared her appearance so much. I mean, one side, she literally looks like a decaying corpse. She's also considered to be quite greedy and cruel. When she was born into this world, disease also came into this world. She would then go through towns bringing with her a plague, wiping out almost everyone. Fun fact, the expression go to hell was originally used to tell people to go to Hel, the goddess of death, not the fiery depths of hell. In our fourth spot, we have Lilith. Lilith is a female demon in Jewish folklore. Some texts say that Lilith was the first wife of Adam, but she wasn't that obedient to him, and Adam didn't like that, so Lilith left. Then God made Eve, who was way more obedient. Lilith became jealous and turned into the snake that made Eve take a bite from the apple, you know. The two were then banished from the Garden of Eden, and Lilith turned into a demon. Her main goal, to get revenge on all men. Lilith also apparently wasn't able to conceive, so she was jealous of pregnant women and would come for them and their babies. Don't worry though, she took an oath, so she's not allowed to hurt any children. But still, this woman is pretty fearsome. In our third spot, we have Hades. And if you guys love Greek mythology like me, then hit that like button. Also, if you've seen the movie Percy Jackson, then also hit that like button. Hades is known in Greek mythology as the ruler of the underworld and the god of death. Hades, along with his brothers Zeus and Poseidon, ended up defeating their father. As a result, the three had to split up their role. Zeus became the god of the skies, Poseidon became the god of the seas, and Hades got the worst out of the three. He became the god of the underworld. That right there made him sour and envy his brothers. As the ruler of the underworld, he is the keeper of souls. If a soul tried to leave, then Hades would punish them. If someone tried to rescue a soul in the underworld, Hades would also try and punish them. One example would be the story of Pirathus. Basically, Hades tricked a woman named Persephone to live in the underworld with him forever. Legend goes that if you eat the food of the dead, then you are forever bound to the underworld and you can't leave. Well, he tricked Persephone into eating a pomegranate seed, and she got stuck down there with him against her will. So Pirathus tries to be a hero and come rescue her, but it fails and Hades sent him to the chair of forgetfulness, where his memory was completely wiped. He now has a blank mind for all of eternity. And at number 2, we have Cerberus. How can I talk about Hades without talking about Cerberus, his gigantic 3-headed dog that guards the gates of Hades? In Greek mythology, Cerberus is described as being a vicious dog-like beast. His eyes are blood red, and he's got massive paws that can tear deeply into the human flesh. To make it even worse, in some depictions, he's got a serpent for a tail and a mane of snakes. Now, Cerberus is tasked with a very important job. He has to make sure that no one leaves the underworld. Any mortal that tries to enter the underworld will be killed and eaten. Man, that's rough. Get it? Like rough, like cause he's a dog. Never mind. And in our number 1 spot, we have Kali. In Hindu mythology, Kali is the deity of death, doomsday, violence, and a whole bunch of other things. She is highly feared, and her appearance is one of the reasons why. She's often depicted as having dark blue skin with a long blood red tongue sticking out of her mouth. That's not the scary part. No. The scary part is that she's often seen holding a decapitated bloody head and a sword. The skirt she wears is made out of ripped out arms of her enemies. And she wears a necklace of people's heads around her neck, and she wears children as earrings. But she isn't all bad. I mean, she has saved the world from demons a couple of times, so that's good. Now, how did she come to be this powerful deity? Well, according to one legend, she jumped down her husband's throat, merged with a pool of poison that was inside of him, and then when she came out, voila, she was the death goddess. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Let's move quickly along to our comment shoutout portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video, top 10 designers who should be locked up for their ideas. Shady Nightwing commented, once on a road trip we stopped at a gas station for a bathroom and snack break. And in the bathroom there were 2 toilets sitting beside each other. I assume you don't mean like just a normal bathroom stall with a divider. I think you mean side by side. Hey, you know what? It's just for moral support so you and your friend can go to the bathroom together and hold hands while you do the do, you know? Lone Wolf commented, most amazing always finds the most weirdest thumbnails. I agree. I'm not responsible for the thumbnails. Sometimes I see them and I'm like, who did this? I literally go, who did this? It's hilarious. I love it. Just some Bigfoot with internet access. Okay guys, sorry, I just love this account. Anyway, they commented, the creepy people who collect casts of my footprints need to be locked up too. Get it? Because he's Bigfoot. Yo, whoever's running that account, can we be friends? And if it really is the Bigfoot, can we be friends? Hit me up. Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya.